Black Madeira. They're ripening. Whatever it is today. August 12th, 13th, 14th. I wish I knew. It's Wednesday. Anyway. The Black Madeira are ripening. Wow, they are really nice size. One ripened last week and I made a video of it. I was away for a few days. My son ate the Taglier green, and he gave it a 9. He said it was absolutely delicious. Of course, we know that Adriatic figs are delicious. Thought I'd come out in this burst of rain. I'm getting plenty of rainwater from my barrels. Wanted to point out another fig. This is my Italian 258, and it's swelling very nicely. It's going to be ready very soon. Italian 258. I'm looking forward to that. I'll be making a video. There's 2 that are getting ripe. There's another one. This one's ready to be picked. All right. I've got to come out and examine it before I pick it. I want it to be maximum ripe. Let's see if I can get around here a little bit. There we go. That's a beautiful Italian 258. And I am looking forward to it. Yeah, no, it's not ready. No, it needs to go maybe one more day. These are the Nero 600. And I see some more Ronde de Bordeaux back here. And they are perfection. One of my very top figs for a practical fig that you can count on in the Northeast. Honestly, you just can't. You just can't beat Ronde de Bordeaux. Oh, there might be 1 or 2 figs that are tastier. But are they worth all the trouble? Well, to me they are, because I'm a collector and I want to collect more than just one variety. But again, if you have limited space, and you're just looking for a couple fig varieties that you know you're going to be happy with, satisfied with. Here, let me try and open one of these. This is always awkward. There we go. Oh my goodness. And that is goodness. Let's open another too. There we go. Oh, Ronde de Bordeaux, I love you. I just love that variety. But I love a lot of my varieties. To be perfectly honest, I wouldn't want to part with many of them. Maybe 1 or 2. But I've taken many years to get to this point. And I've only selected varieties that I did my research on, or that from my personal experience I've grown for decades. And those are the ones you're going to find in my collection. That's my best advice. I wouldn't add a bunch of varieties. You have to make a decision as a fig enthusiast. Are you going to be a collector of varieties or a collector of figs? What are you going to do? What are you going to be? A collector of varieties or a collector of figs. And what I mean by that is, if you want figs, lots of figs, then you want a Violet de Bordeaux type, if you are going to grow them in containers in 7A. Or you want Ron de Bordeaux first and foremost. Or Celeste. Celeste is a fantastic fig in 7A or B, or warmer. You can grow in your yard. It is so winter hardy. And you can make preserves galore. And you can just have a fig feast every day for weeks on Celeste. And I do. And I love Celeste. And I've made other videos if you want to look into them. Will I keep my specialty figs like Black Madeira? Will I keep? Of course I'm going to. Because it's superb. It tastes delicious. And it, by the way, but wait a minute. It passes some other crucial tests for me. For one thing, it's extremely prolific. Look at all the figs on this tree. And I knocked off a few, and here, you see these little figs forming on the top, on this new growth? You can see them. Every single leaf had one. I popped them off. They were some nice figs. They weren't going to get ripe this season. So I popped them off to get more new growth. And this tree has a lot of new growth. And it's forming figs there. It just, this Black Madeira and Preto, and I have that too. And I'm going to feature that because it's an interesting variety, and many people think they are the same, and many people think they are a little different. And I'm in that camp. They are not the same. To me, they're different. And it's a great one. It's a great one. I recommend it. I recommend both of them. If you are going to go through the trouble of shuffling your figs in the spring and putting them out in the sun in May, say May 1st, I'm sorry, April 1st, and start walking them in and out of the house, or if you have a little greenhouse, whatever, or even your garage, wherever you have them for winter storage, if you're going to do that, you're going to get figs. And look how productive this tree is. This tree, Black Madeira, isn't just a tree that you're going to go through all the trouble of a whole year taking care of, and then you're going to get a dozen figs. It's not going to be like that if you do it right, if you feed it well. And look at Battaglia Green. Look at all those figs. That's why it's in my collection. None of this is accidental with me. Okay? I've been around this block many times. And I'm not going to have figs in my collection that do not carry their own weight. And this is my reoccurring theme that I keep touching on. That you got to have figs that you can count on. Figs that you can count on. Figs that will produce. Not just a few figs. And many of these varieties, now Black Madeira is rather expensive, but many of these other varieties are very inexpensive and very easily obtained. They're gems. And that's what I'm trying to convince you about. Look there. Some really, really nice, ripe. You can call these Violet de Bordeaux. They're a strain. I like Negron is a strain, and I have that growing out in the ground out there, and I've been eating them, and my son's been eating them while I was away, and he loves them. Negron, and this is Nero 600M, and it's really just another strain of Violet de Bordeaux, very ripe. There's figs everywhere around here. Look how beautiful they are. They're just gorgeous. And this tree earns its keep. Look at all those figs. And they're just going to keep getting ripe throughout the season. Here's this is my Smith fig, and look, it still has big white figs. Look at that, and it's been producing for weeks now, and it's got little figs there on top. Look at that growth. This is 7 foot tall, more than. Look at the figs. They're going to get ripe. They're going to continue to get ripe. They're going to continue to give me figs. I don't know what to do with a handful of figs here. Let me put them down here a little bit. Wow. Hold on a second. Let me eat this one. Mmm. Mmm. This is just a greenhouse chat. Hope you don't mind. It was raining, and I thought I'd come out here and show you my water collection system, and now it's led to this. Here's a perfectly ripe Smith. There's just so many things here. I want to show you. There's just too many to show you, really. But here's one that you want to probably... Oh, wow. What happened to it? It just dropped. It just popped off. My goodness. Look at that. Darn it. Oh, well. Look how big it is. It's gigantic. And this is Golden Riverside. UC Davis. And it is not Golden Rainbow or Ben's Golden Riverside. We've talked about this before. And it had an absolutely delicious breba, which I made a video of, if you're interested in watching it, because it was one of the best things I'd ever eaten in my life. I just dropped, this thing just fell off right from there. Oh my goodness. Jeez. Well, let me open it up. Wow. This thing is huge. I ate one of these last year. I grew it from a cut. This tree, I mean, it was a cutting last spring. I ordered this from Figaholics, the cutting. And I ordered 3 of them, and they all 3 grew, and I've got them growing in the ground, and I've got one here in a pot. 2 are in the ground. And I ate 1 fig, even from that cutting. It didn't get ripe until November. And I posted on some of the fig groups, I posted some pictures of that. And it was this one looks delicious. This one looks delicious. It's dirty now. Darn it. Oh, wow. Well, if I only... I'm going to take a little bite of this. This looks absolutely delicious. I want to see what it tastes like this year. I don't like recommending figs their first year, because some people think that, well, you can grow a fig the first year and you can get a good idea of what it tastes like. Let's just say that you can get an idea. Whether it's good or not, well, I would disagree with that. A fig has to be a couple years old, and if it's in its 3rd year, it's even better. But the 2nd year is certainly better in my experience, growing figs as long as I have. I find that the 2nd year is a far better indicator to what a fig will eventually rank in taste and quality in your fig portfolio. Let me take a bite of this. This fig is very good. It's very, very, very good. If you like honey figs. Wow. This is a delicious honey. This has a beautiful taste to it. This fig has a good taste to it. This is a good one. I would like to eat 1 or 2 more, but I am very, very pleased, especially since it's been raining here since yesterday, which it has not affected it. Hold on, let me take another bite of this. I think I can conclusively say that it is delicious. It's good. I think that I gave this a head start. So this is not one that you want for the ground. I wouldn't imagine that it would be winter hardy. I don't know. If you can give it an early start and you like honey figs the way I do, it's very prolific. It's a really, quite frankly, it was the easiest fig variety I'd ever propagated. I think I could have hung those 3 cuttings that I got from Figaholics in the air, and they would have just sprung roots. I mean, I've never had any grow that easily. Let me take another bite of this thing. Look at that! Wow, that's a beauty. This is a honey fig. This is a delicious. People are missing out on these honey figs. Think about it. Think about the sour. Think about the Turkish figs. They're white, and they're rated among the highest in the world. Look at Cadota. Cadota is one of the most popular figs on the planet. It's a honey fig. It's the second, or maybe the first largest producer in the state of California. Second to Mission, or first, I don't know for sure. I have to re-examine the figures on that. I've got to keep this one in my collection, because I would actually miss this delicious flavor. This is a good fig. This is a good fig. All right, I don't want to continue to ramble on about that. This was not a video that I was even going to make today. And I've already spoken about Smith. I just can't speak higher or speak more positively about the Smith fig. The Smith fig is a great one for your collection. Not in ground. I have not tested it. I'm going to test it in 7B. I'm going to overwinter it and see how it fares. But certainly it has a poor reputation for winter hardiness, so I would not recommend it. But for a pot, a container, and I do prefer cloth to plastic, grow bags to plastic containers. I can tell you that Smith is a super winner. There's just no question about it. And so I've always, here comes some more rain. I've always focused and I've always concentrated, and this is my best advice, on eliminating bad varieties, eliminating the designer varieties that aren't going to be satisfactory in your particular growing area, or varieties that are too much trouble and finicky and don't produce enough and produce too late in your collection. I'm not going to have figs like that in my collection. It's not going to happen. And so that's my best advice to you. Figs that, here, let me put this down. Got my hands full out here. Here's the Smith. Oh boy, look at that. Oh, wow. Look at that Smith. What a beauty. Oh gosh. Oh. Superb. I'll tell you, I'm going to do a ranking. Of course, these things are very subjective, and it would certainly be advisable for you to take that into special consideration. Everybody's different. We all have our opinions, and they differ. We all have our special flavors or favorite flavors, and they differ. But I am going to do a ranking on figs you can count on in the Northeast. And other places for that matter. And practical figs. Figs that I want in my collection, and maybe you would agree you would want in yours. So that's going to come up. It'll be one of my greenhouse chats. I'm going to have a series of greenhouse chats. Just rambling on, trying to pass on information. This is all informational for me. I have no other agenda. I don't sell fig trees or cuttings. There are great people that do. And some of my friends that I have on Facebook and friends that I have on some of the fig groups, I'm going to have to, I better eat this one. I got a little dirt in it. I should give it to my wife that she loves. I have more for later. Let me gobble this down. My God. Smith. Easy to acquire. Certainly mid-season, so it's early enough. You don't have to really kill yourself to get it to ripen early or in time. Midsummer. Easily. I'm trying to think of the date that my first Smiths were ripe. Was it July 10th? I don't know. It's on my videos. But plenty early to enjoy. It's just a great cultivar. I put it right up there with Ronde Bordeaux and Celeste. And by the way, I've talked about one that I think too many people skip over, the Italian honey fig. It's winter hardy, it's good for the ground, it's good for your backyard. It produces a big breba crop. They're delicious, they're sweet. They have a special individual taste that's unique. The main crop is huge, it's delicious, it's unique. It's disease-free, it's a tough plant, the Italian honey. Laterula fig. I highly recommend that. It's a practical fig. I love all my figs. I do. But I think the point I'm trying to stress here is that these figs, I didn't just wake up one day and say, I want these figs. These figs are in my collection for a reason. I don't have much dead weight in my collection because many, many years of experience have guided me towards these varieties for one reason or another. If they are new varieties to me, say last year from cuttings, it was after extensive research, knowing what I know about fig selection. I didn't just arbitrarily pick them or throw darts. And I would advise you not to do that either. Try not to get caught up in the craze. I'm going to make another video soon, and I'm going to, I think, in more detail, talk about that exact subject. But this video is getting a little too long. Italian 258. Certainly if you have the patience to shuffle your figs in zone 7A or warmer, Italian 258 should be in your collection. It's a no-brainer. It's a superb fig. Let's see. Okay, well, let's take a look out the back here. I think the storm's over. This one anyway. Soybean, the farmer's soybean is growing nicely. My late tomatoes are doing okay. I've got a lot of persimmons on the trees. I'm going to make a few videos about persimmons and make some recommendations for this area, this zone, of ones that I've found successful for many years. I'm going to show you some 20-year-old trees that I have that are still producing delicious fruit and are able to withstand New Jersey winters unprotected. Some of them are the best fruits that I've ever eaten in my life. Very, very delicious. Thank you for visiting this morning. Hope everyone's enjoying their summer the way I have been. It's a wonderful time of the year, but it's fleeting, as you know. But let's enjoy it while we can. Good day.